Back here on CBS Sports HQ, NFL training camps are rolling along. Our CBS Sports HQ training camp tour is in effect. We have some good sounds coming out of camp. We have Travis Hunter, who is addressing the snap count that we can expect from him in Jacksonville, because we saw him play like 1 million snaps at the college level. We have Dak talking about some potential new weapons. He's got a new head coach also coming off of the injury. And what about Patrick Mahomes? Can he get yet another Super Bowl ring? The guy has 3 rings and he's not even 30 years old yet. So the Chiefs kind of on a revenge tour after falling short in the Super Bowl against the Eagles last season. So let's welcome in our guy, Emory Hunt. Emory, we're going to listen to some sounds from camp, from different teams, and then we're going to make some prop bets as a reaction as well. And we are starting with Patrick Mahomes, him and the Chiefs trying to get back to a Super Bowl and find a different result this go around. And here's Mahomes talking about their word of the year there in Kansas City.
If you were to use a word or words to best describe the mindset you have and you hope to impart on this team as you embark on this season, what would that word or words be?
Yeah, I think it would just be greatness, and that's not just about winning football games. That's greatness on how you come to work every single day. It's greatness on how you study film, and it's greatness on how you are going to give everything you have for the guy beside you. And so it's obviously we've had a lot of success, and it's been great, but I think it comes with the people that we have and being great every single day, and that's what causes wins on Sundays.
I don't know about you, Emory, but if I'm hearing Patrick Mahomes talking about greatness as his, vision word for the year, I'm a little scared and I'm hammering every single prop for him. So this one is plus 900 to lead the league in passing touchdowns. Are you buying that?
Listen, we hadn't seen faded up, tapered up Patrick Mahomes. He had the headband on. He got the bench press going. You see him working out. Like, listen, I'm cautious, but you still have to look at the receivers that he has out there. So I will go under, because we don't know how healthy these guys are going to continue to be. Guys are, getting injured right now in training camp. So for me, I would go under. He's about winning, and he's about winning efficiently. The stats were earlier in his career. Now it's just about racking up those wins and racking up those Lombardis.
Come on, his favorite target, Travis Kelce. He's been looking like ripped. He's been training out in South Florida with his girl Taylor. So I don't know. I might be on the other side of that one, Emory. Let's go to the Cowboys. A lot going on at Cowboys camp, right? There's a new head coach. We got the Micah situation. But here is Dak. He was kind of talking about some of the new weapons that he has at camp. Take a listen.
There's a lot of players that make my job easy. I can just get them the ball, allow them to go be their best. I'm excited for Jake, right, getting his extension, adding a guy like George, who's such a big-time playmaker, being able to push the ball down the field to him. And then CD, he's just always open. So just create more ways to get him. And you still can't forget about guys like Turb, Jalen Tolbert, sure, Jalen Brooks. And so we've got a full group of guys who are ready to make a difference, and super excited for him.
So Dak is minus 105 to throw for 4,000 or more yards. Where are you at on that when it comes to this prop for Dak Prescott?
Personally, watching that clip, it felt like the longer it went on, the more and more the star on Haley's head started to get like bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So I will say that. And then secondly, have you seen their defensive front in terms of the interior defense? They couldn't stop the run last year, and we still have questions about whether or not they can do that this year. And we know what that division looks like with the Eagles being able to run the football, Washington with their dual threat quarterback able to have a good run game. The Giants will be better running the football. I'm going to say, yes, they're going to need Dak to throw for a zillion yards and a zillion touchdowns. He tends to do that in seasons like this. I like him to go over that 4,000-plus yard mark, because that's what Dak does. Dak is a top 8 quarterback. He's 8 on my list in my top 10. But this is someone that has always been consistent in throwing the football deep down the field. And you add George Pickens, I like him to go over this passing yardage total.
Yeah, people always seem to forget that, 2 seasons ago, Dak was right there in the MVP conversation with Josh Allen and Lamar. Let's go to Jared Goff, because if we look at the past 2 seasons, he lost in the NFC Championship game to the Niners, and then last season losing the divisional round to the Commanders. But Jared Goff is looking straight ahead, no looking back.
We came up short, and we had a lot of good games and won a lot of games, but not being able to finish with the trophy in our hand was disappointing. And I think the leaders on this team and the guys that are returning, that are part of that team last year, still feel that. And again, it's a new team, and everything we did last year is gone. It's disappeared. If we come out here and don't put the work in, we'll go out and we won't be very good. But we know it starts over and have to put that work in and have to find a way to be great again.
And he is working under a new OC, obviously with Ben Johnson over in Chicago. And he kind of tried to downplay that and said, hey, it's kind of more of the same. When we're looking at his passing touchdown prop, it's sitting at 28 in a hook. Are you taking the over? Or are you leaning towards the under there?
I'm leaning towards the under. I like Jared Goff. He looked like he's down for whatever, right? It doesn't matter what the cause is, he's with it, right? So I like Jared Goff in that regard. But when you think about how they're going to try to win ball games, they're retooling their offensive line, piecing together some pieces on the interior, although they've been there within their organization. But when you look at the defense, there's questions on the defense. So I think because of that, they're going to play a little bit more of a complementary role. Hey, we're going to try to stay on the field as long as we can, try to run the football with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, try to chew up a lot of clock and eat up some possessions for the other side and help our defense out until they get healthy and get up to speed. So passing touchdowns for me, for Goff, doesn't equate to winning football. If he goes under this number, I honestly think 28 is the exact number he'll throw. But if he goes under, that means they're playing complementary football and they're winning a lot of ball games.
So you mentioned he's working under a new OC, and Drake Maye is in that same boat with Josh McDaniels being in that system. It's his fourth new OC if we go back to his time at UNC. He says that Josh McDaniels is working him hard and also saying that he's watching some tape of the GOAT.
He's awesome to play for. I think, it's easy, to look back and be like, man, I know why they were so good, looking back and watching, all those great years they had. And it's cool knowing that Josh and Coach knows, what was going on, what was the play, and what was either Tom or these guys, what were they were thinking. It's pretty cool to watch back the film and see that and, know that we're running some of these same plays out here.
All right, so his passing yard prop, 3,275 and a hook. Where are you finding value? Which way are you leaning there, Emory?
I think that's dope that Drake Maye gave props to Josh McDaniels for the GOAT, and Mac Jones. So I like him to go over this number here in his passing yardage. Reason being, it's his second. I'm joking, Jack. I know the GOAT is Tom Brady. That went right over your head, young lady.
I was like, are you okay, Emory? Are you okay? No shade to Mac Jones. No shade. Continue.
No shade. But I like him to go over. We saw him get his feet wet last year. He played some good football, and now you add a better offensive line. The defense is going to take the ball away and get off the field quickly, so he's going to get added possessions. And I do think we'll see the natural progression of him throwing for these short passes and guys that can catch and run and take the ball a long way. So I like him to go over this number, more so than I think his touchdown prop is also good to go over, but you can't expect these gaudy numbers because he's playing for Mike Vrabel. It's about complementary football, like I talked about with Jared Goff, but I like him to go over this passing yardage total.
All right, let's go to Tampa Bay. We're talking about Baker Mayfield. Every single one of his teammates loves playing with him, and Baker is always hyping up his squad, and he's hyping up Mike Evans again, who, every single season we see him put up a 1,000-yard season. But here's Baker on Mike Evans.
When you have a guy the caliber of Mike, a Hall of Fame guy, that he attracts so many people to try and cover him, whether it's double coverage, different looks for him. So a lot of the same things. We're going to try and move him around, get him some single coverage, and then it goes back to, okay, you guys want to play two high safeties? We still have to be able to run the rock, and that's something that we really, really improved on last year, and we got to keep getting better.
All right, so Mike Evans over his receiving yards at 950 and a hook. Is it a lock at this point based off of what we've seen like the last, 10, 11 seasons?
Listen, we saw them like with hella high water try to get him that 1,000-yard mark. And so I know this is going to go over again. Baker, let it be known, like, listen, we will try to get him that barrier once again, try to get him to hit that mark consistently because that's what he does. And as long as you continue to stockpile weapons around Mike Evans, it makes him obtaining this number rather easily, and he can do it not needing a week 17 flooding of targets against the New Orleans Saints, right? So I like him to go over this, and this just helps the story be even sweeter for Mike Evans en route to his future Hall of Fame candidacy.
Absolutely, and we're going to keep it with the Bucs, talking about Bucky Irving. He was in that Offensive Rookie of the Year conversation last season, so here he is with Pete getting the best out of him. Pete Prisco tends to do that, right, out at camp.
I mean, it all depends on how the game is going. But I mean, if you're getting the ball a couple times, you're getting the feel for the game. You probably get some negative runs, and then eventually one of them gonna pop. Usually at running back, I feel like you just got to be patient. It's a patient position. Not every run is going to be a touchdown run. You got to take some dirty runs every now and then, but just being able to stay patient and course through the game.
All right, it's a patient position. So when it comes to his rushing touchdown, sitting at 7.5, where are you at, Emory?
Shout out to America's reporter, Pete Prisco, right? Like this is what we're here for. Pete gets the tough answers, right? So I like him to go over that because he is someone. This is what people. I'm glad you asked me this question, Jacqueline. People underestimate the height of a running back. When you're the height of Bucky Irving, everyone always says, "Oh, you need a big back to do short yards, goal line carries." No, when you're shorter, like Bucky Irving is, they can't see you, and all you need is a little bit of a crevice in a short yardage situation, and boom, first down, or in this point, touchdown. So I do like him to go over 7.5 rushing touchdowns because, again, you don't take out the short guy at the goal line because by the time they see him and realize he has the football, the extra point team is coming on the field for the point after touchdown because he's already scored.
All right, and finally, Emory, we're going to Duval because, you know, that's where Pete's the mayor, right? The mayor of Jacksonville. So we got to get the interview with him and Travis Hunter. And he asked Travis Hunter logistically how it's going to work if he's going to play both sides of the ball there for the Jags.
Yeah, I'm a DB. What is my biggest worry when I have to cover you?
The ball in the air.
Because you don't drop anything.
Yeah, I'm going to get it.
And then on the other side, if I'm against you matched up, what's my biggest worry?
The ball in the air. I'm going to get it.
If Travis Hunter, the DB, had to cover Travis Hunter, the wide receiver, how's he covering him?
I don't know. We might never find out.
You ever play it out in your head, though?
Nah, I never do that.
Do you model your game, like your cornerback game, after somebody?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I just go out there and just try to be myself, be the best person I can be.
Do you ever watch tapes of your old college coach, Dion, when he played?
Nah, not no more.
No?
Nah.
How about on the other side of the ball?
Nah.
Anybody, just you?
Yeah, I just go out there and do my thing.
Just going to go out there and do his thing, but we're wondering how many snaps does that include if you're going to go do your thing and play both sides of the ball, right, Emory? So if we're looking at his receiving yards, are you going over or under? It's sitting at 750 and a hook.
What I gather from that, Travis Hunter don't watch nothing but ball, right? He just out there, he watch practice, and that's it. He don't know nobody, don't watch nobody. I just go out there and practice, and I make plays. So I like him to go over this number. One, because it's a realistic number. And I love the fact that he's wanting to play both sides. I think he can play both sides. The NFL game is not as vast in terms of snap count as it is in college, so he may even catch a break at the pro level. But also, Brian Thomas is on the other side. That's your core number one, and they do have other good receiving options. The good part about this number as well, he is someone that doesn't need volume to hit this, and he's someone that could take a short pass and go a long way. So he could have 42 receptions and crush this number. So I think that's how he's going to accomplish it, which is why I like him to go over.
He also told Pete that, you know, his nickname is the Unicorn, which is something that we've been calling him for like the past 2 seasons, so that wasn't a surprise at all. Emory, we appreciate it. Talking props and thoughts with us here on CBS Sports HQ. Just heard some of the best interviews coming out of our training camp tour, and that continues here on HQ. We have Raiders camp coming around the corner with the Bengals and the Commanders all the way through August 6th, where we cap things off with the Steelers and the Tennessee Titans.